Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well today. I know I am at least. Now guys, very important in this game is your own aim training. Now in this video guys, I'm going to go through the basics and the more advanced versions of training your aim and why it is important and what exactly it is. So without further ado, I'm just going to get straight into diving into this one guys. Make sure you do like the video if you do enjoy it, and make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. So then guys, first of all, what is aim training and why is it important to you as a player? Now, aim training is your ability to aim down the sight or hip fire effectively enough to kill your opponent before you do. So it's obviously important because the more you improve it, the better aim you get, the better and faster you get it actually shooting people, essentially, so that your skills in firing is better than your opponents and you kill them before they kill you, sometimes even if they're better kitted than you are. And there's certain sort of ways you can do this yourself as you play, and there is ways you can practice as well, which I'm going to go into in this video. But I've got a sort of a beginner way of doing it, and I've got a advanced way of doing it as such, or a pro way of doing it, whichever way you want to look at it. So we'll dive straight into it now guys. We're going to start with the basics and onto the more advanced stuff. So then guys, obviously a good layout is a perfect example of how you can train your own aim. Now obviously this is my layout. If you do want to copy it, you can screenshot it right now. This is for 2 thumbs, full gyroscope. That's what I play with, just me thumbs, no fingers, no claw, no triggers, anything like that. Literally just me 2 thumbs, and I do use full gyroscope like I've just said. And you've got sensitivity settings, which if you want to copy mine, they're all 100. Literally everything on my sensitivity is 100. Don't feel the need to change it. And lastly, like I say, I use aim assist, personal choice, and I do have gyroscope set to always on. Now these are very important for making sure that every single micro adjustment you do with your layout and stuff is going to assist you in being as fast as possible. Now I've fine-tuned mine over many years, across many games, from PUBG Mobile, COD Mobile, Badlanders, Lost Light, to AB, and lots of other little FPSs and TPSs in between. I've sort of fine-tuned my layout to the best of my ability so that I know on literally any game I go on, it's going to be more or less the same, and I can flick ADS, etc. as fast as possible, because that's what you want. That's what the aim training is for. Now, a lot of people will tell you that the best way to do it. There's a lot of best ways to do it out there, and majority of these people are wrong. They will tell you to go into the training range just like this, and you just literally flick between the 3 target dummies and shoot them in the head, which is like a beginner way of practicing. It does help you to some extent, but it's not the best way to do it. It's because obviously the dummies don't move, they don't shoot you back, there's no life or death situation, you can reset it if your ammo runs out and stuff like that. It's not a realistic scenario, and it does teach you sort of flicking between targets, but obviously in a reality of this game, people are going to be moving, they're going to be peeking corners, they're going to be jumping up into the air, and of course they're going to be shooting you back, so that sort of brings more urgency to the situation than just shooting at target dummies does. So guys, let's say you're relatively new to the game and you want to get better at aim, and you're dying quite a lot. You get face-to-face confrontations with people. They're shooting you straight in the head and there's nothing much you can do about it. You've got no sort of skills of your own to shoot them back before they shoot you. You're not fast enough, or you can't aim in the right direction fast enough to shoot them first. Now, there's a couple of things you can do to improve this. Now, one of these things is to put the center dot in the middle of your screen. I see a lot of people do this. However, it's more cosmetic, and it's more like a transitional thing for people coming from games that already have crosshairs. Obviously, Arena Breakout doesn't have a crosshair. We do have laser pointers, but they're not accurate enough to really point out the center of the screen unless you're aiming at the wall, especially if you're running around and stuff like that. So it is sort of a thing you can put on your screen to sort of teach you where the center of your screen is. Obviously, the center of your screen is where you aim down the sight. When you go into a scope mode, that is the center of your screen. Now, the problem I have with these dots in the middle of the screen, at least, is they're not realistic to the weapon you're using. Now, let's say, for instance, you're using a sniper rifle and you've got the dot in the middle of the screen. It's not going to help whatsoever, because you're not going to hip fire with a sniper rifle, and when you're long range with a sniper rifle, say you're using a 20 times scope or a 6 times scope, people are quite far in the distance and stuff, your little emoji or your little settings button or whatever you put in the center of your screen is going to cover whoever you're aiming at, so you might not get the headshot you're looking for, you might not get the leg shot, whatever sort of shot you're going for, sort of thing, it's going to get in your way. And also, if you're hip firing, there's no guarantee that the hip fire is going to go where the center of the screen is. Quite a lot of it is spread. The only way you can sort of guarantee that it's going to aim where you want it to aim is if you specifically build a gun for, you know, more control on the hip fire spread. There's certain guns like SMGs and stuff that are better. If you're going to, you know, full auto hip fire with an AK-74N, it's going to go nowhere near the centre of the screen, thus making the little button in the centre completely useless. But like I say, it's a nice guide for people who are new to this sort of game, that don't have the sort of knowledge of where the centre of the screen is, how to sort of judge it when you're aiming. Once you play more of the game, you will get more the hang of that. Now, let's say, for instance, you've been doing that for a while, you've been going at the training grounds and stuff, and you want to move on to the more advanced way to improve your own aim, your own reflexes, etc. There's certain things I do that I'm going to tell you about right now that's going to help you massively. So guys, one of the most important things you can do is, in fact, your gun build. Now what you're looking at here is the stats of a basic MPX. Now the vertical recoil, the horizontal recoil, ergonomics and hipfire stability are the stats you want to look at. Now ergonomics obviously increases the speed, or decreases the speed rather, that you can go into ADS, and the vertical horizontal recoil, the higher that number is, the easier it is for the gun to be controlled. Hipfire stability stops the bullets spreading so much. Now if you verse this based on a build that I use for the MPX, you can see that the vertical recoil, horizontal recoil, ergonomics and accuracy, etc. Everything is up on this gun, and that's going to help you a lot when you come to aiming while you're running and gunning or camping a corner, etc. Which you will see in a lot of my clips in the background, stuff like that, where I am running this gun and I do chase people down, I shoot bots straight in the head, stuff like that. Now, lastly guys, in the end of this video guys, I'm going to show you sort of what I do. Once you're past the stage of your gun builds, you're past the stage of training ranges, you're completely past dot in the middle of the screen, which obviously some people do. I've never actually done it myself, but I can see the benefit slightly to it, if not like the zero benefit, because like I say, it's purely cosmetic. It doesn't actually realistically do anything. It just improves your own confidence in aiming on games like this, because there's no crosshair. It's like a fake crosshair essentially, but you don't literally need it to improve your aim. You just need to use a better gun or edit it a bit more to have better hipfire stability, etc. Now there's one very important thing I do on Arena Breakout every time I play it. Now, not every time, obviously, a lot of the time, you'll see me telling you not to shoot bots. Bots are an early warning sign. If you know they're behind you or to your sides and stuff, you know if they're going to shoot, they're not shooting at you, they must be shooting at another player. It actually makes sense this not to do it. However, if I am testing out a new gun I haven't used before, what I'll do is I'll go on farm, or I'll go on valley, like I am right now, and I'll literally go to the places where there is loads and loads of scavs, bots, etc. And this is when you start to practice by literally using them as target practice. Now what I'll do is I'll run around relatively fast, or I'll practice my own tactics, you know, treat the bots like players and sort of shoot them from cover, or shoot them at dodgy angles, or shoot them at range and stuff like that, or when they're running. Or if you find a bot squad of players, they're quite handy to take down as well. You can train yourself like this. But what I'm getting at realistically in this video is, the more you practice your aiming, the better at aiming you're going to be, and the faster you're going to be. Now, like I say, the training range is there, you can use it, but it's not realistically the best way to actually learn how to shoot. The easiest way to learn is to, like they say on PUBG or COD and stuff, is to hot drop. Go into the danger zone and fight your way out. And the more you play, the less you're thinking about your gear and stuff like that. The more you play, the more you aim, and the more variety of guns you use with different types of recoil and different types of control and hip fire, etc., the better your overall aim is going to get. So that when you run into a situation at the end here that I'm going to show you for the rest of the video, guys, where fully kitted players pushed where you can actually outplay them and gun them down, or even grenade like I did on one of these guys, very, very easily, effectively, and then come out on top with loads of loot. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video. Stay tuned for more. Leave a like if you did enjoy it, and make sure you do subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any new uploads. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you next time. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you then.